Jazz and the entire family here. Why don't you all introduce yourselves? Why don't we start with you?
Hey, I'm Sander. I'm Griffin.
I'm Ari.
You've done this before.
And you guys are twins.
Yeah.
Yes, twins.
I'm the older twin.
You're okay.
I'm the cooler twin.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you're the beautiful sister. How's that? Mom?
Mom, Jeanette.
Dad?
I'm the proud dad, Greg.
Greg.
Okay.
And I'm Jazz.
Oh, you're still Jazz. Okay.
Yeah.
The way you've handled this is somewhat unusual, it seems, in the way you were absolutely accepting. There's an interesting choice of words you used. You were not encouraging, you were supportive. What does that mean?
Well, a lot of people will put down, parents of transgender kids like, oh, you're encouraging this, you're pushing your agenda, and it's not about that. We followed her lead. We supported her and loved her and wanted her to be happy.
But did doctors tell you needed to go get help when you were first figuring this all out?
Our doctors were great.
Were they? Okay.
We were very fortunate to find the right doctors, because there's a lot of doctors out there that really don't support this. And we were so blessed to have doctors that said, you know what, Jazz is transgender, we know it's rough, but just give her lots of love, follow her lead, and like I said, she
Who
needs to be
came around
happy.
first, you or Greg?
Jeanette came around first.
What was it like for you, Dad?
It was difficult at first. Jazz was diagnosed at such a young age, so that was something we really didn't know a lot about. And so part about support rather than encourage was she was so young, we wanted to make sure that we were sure. And it took time. We wanted to make sure that she was really...
The fear of a premature decision that could be wrong, that it could have been, as they used to say, a stage.
Right.
Yeah,
Jazz
that
was
was our
going through?
concern. Was
Yeah.
well, we initially thought that it would just be a passing phase, and
yes.
so we just wanted to be sure that's not what it was.
All right, let's go to the brothers and sisters. Was it hard for you, unusual? Is it strange? Did you get a lot of teasing because of it?
Well, when Jazz transitioned, we were very young. So me and Griffin, we were too young to really know what was going on. We just thought, oh, our little sister likes to play with girly things and she doesn't like to play ball with us or anything like that. So we were kind of young, so we didn't really think much of it, but we always just accepted her and loved her.
Is what you knew. Ari, I know from the first episode I watched, I sense you're very protective. You guys were looking for bathing suits, which any girl I hates to have to do, and I really felt that experience with the two of you.
When I first found out that Jazz was like transgender, I was a little upset because I was the only girl, I was the princess, and I was like 8 years old or around that age, so I was just upset. And then my dad told me like the actual like statistics and how dangerous it can be if we're not supportive, and that just instantly changed my mind. Like I was just like a little bit on edge, but then that I was like, wow, I just need to be
that
here.
statistic, Mom, which I'm sure you've talked about a lot, has to do with suicide.
Absolutely.
Was it like 50%
Yeah,
try?
for youth, it's close to 50% attempted suicide. For adults, it's 41%. But still, I mean, those numbers are
Mom,
awful.
let me ask you a somewhat insensitive question. But there are people who suggest that you're a stage mom and that you're pushing this agenda and enjoying it too much. What do you have to say to them?
I have to say to them that, you know what, it's really hard having a transgender kid. And there's a lot of people that are afraid to speak out because they live stealth. And if we can help, like Jazz said, a family or save a life, that's what it's about. I don't like being on television. I don't feel comfortable in the spotlight, but I want to help. And this is the best way to help. And TLC has given us a huge platform where we can share our story and show others that we're just like any other family. And that's what's important.
And Jazz, you have a regular show on, you've been filming the show. What's your life like now?
Yeah, my life has changed a little bit. Like, the show hasn't officially come out yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like after that. And, I don't know if people are going to treat me differently at my school or whatnot, but I promised to myself that I wouldn't change throughout this experience, and I would be the same Jazz that I was before all of this, and I wouldn't get caught up in attention or anything, because this isn't about us. This isn't about me. This is about our message and really helping other people.
And what are the letters like that you get from kids your age, younger, older?
Letters or
Letters? I guess, I'm sorry, emails. I'm sorry. I just showed how old-fashioned I am.
Yeah, well, I receive a lot of support from transgender kids out there, and they say such encouraging things. And I also, receive emails or letters from kids who are struggling and what I really tell them is to just stay strong and keep moving forward. If they just love who they are and think positively, then things will get better.
And just think of people who are critical, they're opposed to the idea that you should live your life fully. They're opposed to that idea. Think about that. They want to deny you who you are. And it's an interesting to try to understand the motivation of people who are that way. They'd rather you live in hell than find out who you are.
And what I say to those people is that they don't define me, I define myself.
Family, thank you very much for coming on. We really appreciate
you
it.
for
having
We want to mention you also have a product.
The Clean and Clear
Yes.
campaign, yes.
Yeah.
I was part of the See the Real Me campaign, which is all about girls finding the courage to be their authentic selves. And, you know, as you can see, I can relate to that because I'm a
think you
girl
can,
who
yeah.
found myself along my journey. So, yeah, I was so happy to be a part of that campaign, and to see where it's gone is incredible.
Well, nice knowing all of you. Thank you for
Great
coming
to
in.
meet you. Thank you.
I Am Jazz premieres Wednesday at 10 o'clock on TLC. Thank you.